Oh man, it is going down at the worldwide leader in sports right now. My former employers got a little bit of a pickle on their hands involving some of their top tier talent. So I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory before we get into the major piece of this one. So Maria Taylor, actually a person that I used to work with at ESPN. Maria is a former volleyball player. I believe she played at Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Maria went from a volleyball player to a sideline reporter for ESPN. She was doing college football games, college basketball games as well. She worked her way up. She grinded. Now Maria is everywhere at ESPN. She is doing still some college football stuff, some college basketball stuff, mostly hosting from in studio nowadays. And then she still does some sideline stuff. She's also, I think the position that most people would know her from today is she's now the host of the NBA Countdown show throughout the playoffs alongside Jalen Rose. Now, it's also worth noting that Maria's contract is almost up with ESPN. She's currently in the midst of a new negotiation, and here we go. Apparently, Maria Taylor wants Stephen A. Smith money. For anybody that doesn't know how much Stephen A. makes, let's just say between $8 to $10 million. He's probably the highest paid talent at ESPN. So Maria Taylor's like, look, I'm working. I know Stephen A's the voice, but somebody's got to be the person that hosts a lot of these things and put voices in great positions to win. She's like, that's where I come in at. So she's like, yo, I want Stephen A. Smith money. Reportedly, ESPN offered her around $5 million, which ain't Stephen A. Smith money, but it's damn good money to me and you. And apparently Maria said no. As we get into this year, they're, again, negotiating again. ESPN doesn't want to let a talent like that go. But it's worth noting that ESPN has recently made some budget cuts. Kenny Mayne said goodbye, a longtime host for ESPN SportsCenter. He was recently let go or offered a lower contract, and he said, nah, I'm cool. I'll just take my flowers and leave the desk. Maria apparently was offered $2 to $3 million this year. So obviously lower than the $5 million that she was offered last year from ESPN. And now she's at the point where it's like, I'll leave if y'all don't give me the money that I want. So hopefully they figure that out. I like Maria a lot. She grinded for hers for real. So that's a little bit of backstory. Maria is currently in contract negotiations with ESPN. Fast forward, the New York Times dropped a bombshell of a story over the weekend, and it is sending shockwaves throughout the industry, the journalism industry, and the sports industry, with another one of ESPN's talents, longtime talent, Rachel Nichols. Both Rachel and Maria both do great jobs. Rachel, you might have seen her mostly doing with NBA stuff. She's been pretty much one of ESPN's voices on the NBA side for the last few years. Now, apparently Rachel Nichols was in a conversation with one of LeBron James' spokesmen, a gentleman by the name of Adam Mendelson. And apparently, if I'm reading correctly what happened, Rachel had a live shot with ESPN, and she didn't realize that the audio was still recording as she ended up on the phone with, again, this dude named Adam that works with LeBron, and she got to talking about Maria Taylor. Yeah, that's where things get a little iffy. Now, here's the thing. Before we show you guys what Maria said or what Rachel said about Maria, it is worth noting that whoever recorded this conversation has already gotten suspended for their part in this. So I want to read to you guys what Rachel Nichols said. And the audio has leaked. You can go find it on Twitter, social media. It's all around. Yeah. Rachel said, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football. She covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you are feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which, by the way, I know personally from the female side of it, like, go for it. Just find it for somewhere else. You're not going to find it from me or taking my thing away. Again, those comments were made back in July of 2020. So that means that's probably right around the time where the NBA was about to kick back up and start in the bubble. So a lot of people are calling racism on Rachel Nichols today for her comments about Maria Taylor. I'm not going to do that. Those comments didn't scream racism to me. More than anything, they scream jealousy and competitor. That's what I got from those comments. Clearly, Rachel Nichols feels challenged by Maria Taylor's skin complexion. And I think that's where the jealousy component of it comes in at, because if I'm reading Rachel correctly, it sounds like she's more concerned with Maria's skin complexion than she is Maria's talents. And that's where I kind of differ from Rachel, right? I think Maria's in the ballpark of Rachel. Like it is literally a coin toss of who I believe today is a better talent. This is somebody who I live this stuff. I worked at ESPN. I live this stuff. Just know I live this type of journalism stuff. I live it, right? I think it's a coin flip who's a better talent today. Maria's worked her ass off to get in those conversations. So before we go forward, a guy that used to do some work for hire work with ESPN, Steven Jackson, he shared his comments on Rachel Nichols' comments about Maria Taylor. Let's play this clip, and then I'll come back.
We all ramble. We say things when we're frustrated, and you know, Rachel did deserve that job. It's just plain and simple. I talked to Rachel, and I know a lot of things she was saying out of frustration because ESPN put her in a bad position, and they even put Maria in a position of trying to give Maria a sympathy job. They was trying to make themselves look good because all the Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd stuff was going on. So ESPN tried to make themselves look good by taking the job from Rachel that she had already had, that they'd already told her she had, that she deserved, and give it to Maria just to make themselves look good. It wasn't a genuine job they wanted to give Maria. It's ESPN is behind all this, boy. It's all their fault. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame Rachel. I love Rachel, and I'm going to stand behind her. I spoke to her, and I'm going to stand behind Maria, too. But ESPN, y'all some suckers. Y'all some suckers because y'all did this. Y'all tried to give Maria a job, and it wasn't genuine. And look what happened. Come on, man. It's all ESPN fault. We love both of them.
Yeah, this is a mess. And I know ESPN, look, their name hasn't been the greatest, and you heard Rachel talk about it. She said their crappy diversity history is what she categorized it as. I'm sure ESPN is it is probably not a great day to be in PR at ESPN. That is my guess. It's probably not a great day because you got one of your talents in a contract negotiation with you. You're apparently lowballing her on an offer, and you look at another one of your talents who has been with you guys for a minute. She's been one of your faces. She's one of the only people that could get LeBron James. Clearly, she has relationships with LeBron James and his people. She's one of the only people that can get LeBron on the phone and do on-camera interviews with LeBron, like one-on-ones. She's one of the only people who can do that with the biggest athlete in the world, maybe the best athlete in the game right now in the NBA. Yeah, she's one of the ones that's got that sit-down interview situation on lock, and she's one of the faces of your company. And she seems to be jealous of another one of your growing faces of your company. So now what? I feel like probably the most leverage gain in this is probably Maria Taylor. She's probably going to come out of this with whatever number she wants now, right? And again, I don't know who was a part of the leak. I'm not even insinuating that Maria was a part of the leak of this story to the New York Times. But all I'm saying is I think Maria Taylor's life is going to be a lot better because of said leak from Rachel Nichols. And yeah, look, it sucks that this audio got out, but I'm a competitor. Like, I understand it. If you don't think between me and my fiance and some of my close friends, there are comments that come out of my mouth about my position, about where I feel like I could be. If you don't think there are comments that I would not like to get out to the public because they could be perceived as jealous, right? Like, if you don't think those conversations happen with talents all over the world, I'm not going to say names, but I've been in conversations with talents that that you've watched. I ain't going to say even where at, right? I promise you these convos happen more than you think. Like, I just think when you're a competitor, sometimes it can be perceived as jealous. Now, what Rachel doesn't have going for her is she was talking about Maria's skin more. She was talking about Maria's talent. We need to focus on how great of a talent Maria Taylor has become over the last few years. And that's why people are going to call jealousy, and some people are going to say racism on it. I don't think it was a racist comment. I think it sounded more jealous than anything. And again, like I said, I think a lot of us, the competitors, a lot of us have that in us. But when it hits the forefront, like, obviously it sounds away. Like, if you don't think for one bit, Michael Jordan, when he didn't get MVPs, right, the years that he didn't win them, if you don't think Michael Jordan said things behind the scenes about the guys that got it. I mean, we saw in the Last Dance documentary, he was like, yo, I took that personally, right? If you don't think back in the day when it was actually happening in real time, if you don't think Michael Jordan went somewhere saying, man, this dude can't wipe my shoes. Like, who's this dude? He only got it because he was this. He only got it because he was that. Right? If you don't think Kobe Bryant felt like Steve Nash took MVPs off his table, right? If you don't think that Kobe was in his prime, dropping all type of 81 points, 62 points, and 50-point games left and right, and Steve Nash was dropping 18 and 10, no disrespect to Steve's 18 and 10, but he was winning MVPs when it was Kobe's league. If you don't think Steve Nash, if you don't think Kobe Bryant, if you don't think Tim Duncan, you don't think these guys felt the way, if you don't think LeBron James today feels like MVPs have been taken from him, if you don't think Steph Curry feels like endorsements have been taken away from him unjustly, if you don't think these type of convos happen behind the scenes, you're just ignorant to what's going on. People naturally get competitive when their spot is challenged. And Rachel's going to get the backlash from this tenfold, and as she should. If you feel that way, you can't let something like that leak out because you sound like a hater. But if for those people who say things like this don't happen, she sounds like a Rachel. Like, bro, I think it's more jealousy than anything. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, though, in the comment box below. Comments hit the forefront of Rachel Nichols, as she apparently is not going for Maria Taylor taking all of her jobs. She's claiming that the reason why Maria's getting these jobs is because ESPN has a very checkered past in the diversity department, and they're trying to clean it up quickly. All right? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Comment box below. I'm out. Catch full new episodes of FERRO's music-based platform every day only on YouTube at It's Mr.Taliaferro. You can also find clips, updates, giveaways, and more on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, also at It's Mr.Taliaferro. For all basketball fans, make sure you tune in to FERRO's daily highlights, reports, and commentary on YouTube at Hoops FERRO, and even more updates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hoops FERRO as well.